Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, family and friends. The tone of this video is going to be extremely aggressive. So, if you're too sensitive or your feelings get hurt easy, I suggest you stop watching now. I'm going to start off with the easy stuff, and then because I'm angry. I really am angry. Okay, and out of the 300 or 400 people that I have friends on Facebook, there's not too many that I think can whoop me. Not too many. There's maybe 5 or 6 people in my whole friends list that I think that can whoop. Everybody else, I'm going upside your head, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way it is. And I'm not trying to brag, I'm not trying to sound, but I'm really angry about some of the things I'm going to talk about. So, just letting you know, I will never unfriend anybody on Facebook, but I will make you uncomfortable enough where you unfriend me, because I don't run. I'm a stand stiff against any opposition. I got 2 older brothers, and I couldn't even tell you how many cousins were older than me. So I could take a whooping. I've been doing it since I was a little kid. I ain't afraid to fight, not at all. Okay, whether it's physical, mental, or whatever the case may be. Okay. So first thing I'm gonna say, I'm not going easy on Trump support from this day forward. I'm not going easy on Trump supporters. I'm just not. Okay, I'm gonna be cold, calculated, and I'm gonna make you uncomfortable. I'm gonna make you so uncomfortable you will either unfriend me or you'll open your eyes and see the light. Whichever happens, happens. Okay, it makes no difference to me. All right. I would prefer that you get out the cult, but if you don't, well, like I said, I'm gonna make you uncomfortable enough where you're gonna have to unfriend me, and I don't care. I'm borrowing nothing from this point forward. First things first. When Elon Musk did his little Hitler salute, I tell you, these people, these MAGA folks, they are telling you, they're self-snitching, okay? And what I mean by that is all the stuff they're doing with the government, cutting government jobs, cutting payroll, all this stuff is just, pay attention. Back in World War II, the Germans, the Nazis, they called this Blitzkrieg. And they blitzed their tanks, shock and awe, commit chaos, everything. That's how they advanced so far into Europe, is by doing a Blitzkrieg. That's what Trump and Elon Musk are doing now. They're doing a Blitzkrieg on the government. This dude is talking about trying to impeach judges that don't agree with them, that judges that say, oh, you know what, that's unconstitutional. He really wants to try and set himself up as a king or a dictator, and he is doing everything that he can to do that. I told you, Kamala told you, they're doing everything out the Project 2025 playbook, including trying to get rid of the Department of Education. They want to take it back to like Little House on the Prairie days, okay, where black people, Mexican, Native Americans, you couldn't go to school. You couldn't go to school. There were no schools for anybody. Women couldn't go to school. I mean, or maybe you could up to like the 4th or 5th grade, and after that, you were done, okay? They don't want people educated because educated people can think for themselves, all right? This whole private school garbage, what y'all, especially in rural places where they have already, in places like in Arkansas, Oklahoma, they have already had to close down some schools because of funding, because they don't have enough funding. And now the Department of Education is gone, they're not getting any funding. So think about that. If you live in an area that only has one school, And if you don't have kids, you might not care. You're like, screw them, screw them. I don't have kids, screw everybody else. That's fine, right? But if you do, or if you have grandkids or nephews, nieces, anything like that, and there's only one elementary school within a 20-mile radius of you, and it gets closed down because the Department of Education is gone, what are you going to do? Oh, you think those vouchers are going to cover you going to private school? And I've been telling you all this for the last year. Private schools do not have to accept your admission. Public schools do. Anybody can walk into a public school and you're going to be in a classroom the next day, if not same day. Private schools, they can say no. No, we're not going to accept you because you're black. We're not going to accept you because you're Mexican. We're not going to accept you because you're a woman. They can say no for any reason. Now, they don't have to say that out loud. They can just say, oh, no, you didn't pass our entrance. You didn't pass our metrics for entrance. They can say no. And your little $10,000 voucher, what if the tuition for that private school is $20,000? Then what? Public schools, where most people don't think of it like this, public schools are the United States' largest daycare. Parents don't have to pay for daycare. They don't have to pay for lunches. And your kids are getting educated at the same time. Y'all don't think these things through. Because for the folks of y'all that you work 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, you work 7 to whatever, or you work a shift, and you can't drive your kid to a private school, pick them up from the private school, and do all this other stuff, you're about to be screwed. You're about to be screwed when the local public school in your area gets closed down. But y'all don't think these things through, okay? Department of Education makes sure that kids have school lunch, and they also make sure that handicapped children are able to attend school. John is, MAGA folks, y'all don't care about that. Screw y'all. You know what? Screw y'all, okay? You may not think about it, but you should have. And if nobody told you, or you just didn't believe, I have no patience, no tolerance anymore. Okay, now we're about to really get into the thing, because there's two things. There's something called the spirit of the law and the letter of the law, and MAGA folks are so hypocritical. They want everything to be the letter of the law when it applies to everyone else. They want it to be the spirit of the law when it applies to them. I'm going to give you some examples, okay? Number one, the farmers, okay? The farmers in, the Midwest. Yep, I voted for Trump because I want all them illegals deported. So now that they don't have those migrant workers at their farms, and I just saw this story yesterday. The state of Montana, the state might go bankrupt, okay? Because 70% of their workers, for ranchers, farmers, cattle farmers, 70% of their workforce were migrants. And they're not showing up because they're afraid of getting deported. So all these ranchers, and this story was, I saw this story on, oh my goodness, it's on YouTube, but I can't remember what news station it was. But this lady said, yeah, me and my husband, we voted for Trump. And we didn't think it would apply to us. She literally said that, okay? She said, come to think, when we look back on it now, because their farm is shut down. They have no workers at their farm. She said that her farm is shut down, and it's may not ever reopen. And she said the state of Montana, where she lives, might go bankrupt because the main job force that they had is gone. And she said, looking back on it now, we were self-sabotaging by voting for Trump. But, we like Trump. We support the things that he's doing, but we didn't think that it was going to affect us. That's what this lady said. Now, if she could go back, would she change her vote? I don't know. Maybe self-sabotage is just a MAGA way. Maybe the cult mentality is just that strong. I don't know, nor do I care. That's number one case. Number two, there was an elderly couple. They have lived in America for over 45 years. They had a small business, like a bodega, corner store, something like that, okay? They have 3 children that are all American citizens. All 3 of their kids went and graduated from college. They never finished doing their immigration paperwork. They've been here for 45 years, paying taxes, have a business. They got deported. Oh, I'm sorry, they're currently in ICE custody, all right? Spirit of the law versus letter of the law. Like, the spirit of the law is not supposed to apply to people like them, but the letter of the law does. Okay, you see the difference there? Okay, same with the farmer. They're like the spirit of the spirit of the law. It affects everybody else. Everybody else is nannies and migrant workers, but not us. But the letter of law does. Okay, here's the third case. This one I'm not gonna name. I'm not gonna name the girl because I don't want to, for the family's privacy or whatever. Okay, but they had a funeral last week, and the reason I know about this is because the funeral happened down the street from me. Okay, down the street from me. This girl, 20-something-year-old girl, she died of sepsis. Okay, she died of sepsis. She had her 8-month-old baby. She miscarried. Whether it was 7 months or 8 months, the baby was dead. But here in Texas, no hospital, no doctor, no hospital would remove it because of the pro-life laws that are on the Texas books. This lady died of sepsis with her dead unborn baby in her belly. For the funeral, and this is what really the gruesome part, the funeral, they had to cut the fetus out of her for spirit of the law versus letter of the law. Letter of law, doctors aren't going to touch you. Yep, you're on your own, lady. Tough. Spirit of the law, it's not supposed to apply to people like that, right? Or is it? I don't know. Because she was in her 3rd trimester. She was 8 months pregnant. The letter of the law says, oh, all the crap that they were talking about, oh, they're aborting, nobody's doing that. Nobody was doing that. But if there's no heartbeat, and you see what I mean? Like the craziness, it just makes no sense that people can really be behind supporting this, okay? They don't think that the laws apply to them. They think that they're special. Just like all those people that were wearing Mexicans for Trump, or Colombians for Trump, or Middle Eastern and now they're getting deported. Oops. We tried to tell you. We tried to tell you not to trust these people. We tried to tell you, just Asians, we tried to tell you. Black people been telling you, hey, you better not trust these folks. But you thought it didn't apply to you. And now, FAFO, F around and find out. Don't come crying to us and say, hey, come support us, because where were you at when we were doing Black Lives Matter marches? And where were you? You were on the other side with these MAGA folks saying, oh, look at these troublemakers, look at these uppity Negroes. When you're talking to people, whether they're in your family or your friends or whatever the case may be, it should be very apparent the ones that are zealots, overly zealous, straight MAGA, cult mentality, Trump can do no wrong. Don't waste your breath. Don't even bother. I'm not telling you not to be friends with them. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying don't bother trying to explain stuff to them, because there's nothing. They're going to do the mental gymnastics, and they're going to force that square peg into the round hole every time. Don't even bother, okay? Because some of these people, they don't even have the wither to, or they don't have the common sense of self-preservation. They will cut off their nose to spite their face. They have no concept, Okay? Now, this last part, because it's a dude that I know, and he lives a couple of blocks away from me. Black dude, young cat. So already he's dumb, okay? Because he didn't finish any higher education, okay? Damn, this really irked me. This brother tried to talk to me and tried to defend Trump. First of all, he doesn't even understand what the war in Ukraine is about. He doesn't understand it. I guess he's been listening to Newsmax or one of them Trump-friendly fake news sites. Because keep in mind that those internet bloggers none of them have been to journalism school. None of them have, accreditations or anything like that says that they're an actual journalist. None of them could show up and go to a press briefing at the White House. These are just people that are in their basement or sitting on their couch or whatever in their living room. Don't trust them. And if you know people that are listening to stations like Newsmax or whatever that other one is, OWN or something, make sure they get off of it. Anyway, what this brother said to me was a whole bunch of nonsense. And I asked him one specific question. I said, you know what, man? This question right here, I'm going to ask you something, and this is going to determine whether or not we can ever be cool. And I said, on Friday, there was a report that somebody offered or they suggested that Trump should pardon Derek Chauvin. For those of you who don't know who Derek Chauvin is, he's a former police officer. He's the one that put his knee and he choked out and killed George Floyd. Somebody was suggesting that guy should get pardoned. All right? Now, it hasn't happened yet. Okay? And what I asked this brother, I said, hey, man, for all the stuff that you're defending Trump on, if he pardoned Derek Chauvin and basically said, hey, cops, it's okay if you go out and kill black guys and I'll pardon you, just like I did January 6 people that raided the Capitol. I'll pardon you because you're just killing a Negro. Don't nobody care about that. Go on, kill him, cops, whatever. I asked this black dude, I said, if Trump pardons this guy, would that change your opinion on him? He went around the world, well, he's doing all these other... I said, no, man, this is a very simple yes or no question. It's a yes or no. It's very clear. And ultimately, I pinned him down, and he was like, well, no, it wouldn't change my view. And I told him, I said, you coon mother... And I cursed him up and down, because the poison of MAGA, the fact that it could infect a young brother that I've known this guy for years. And I'm like, dude, you would trust some random racist dude on the internet over trusting me? What I'm telling you, somebody that you've been in my house, I've been in your house, we've eaten dinner together, we've gone out together, but that's what you're telling me? You'll trust them over me? Man, F you. I say, I said, you're a coon, and I can't be cool with you no more. And I said, don't ever come to my doorstep. I said, because if you do, you're SOS, you're smash on sight. I said, that's how mad you've made me. Don't come to my house, man. So when I tell you these things, I am not normally an aggressive person. I'm usually the one, everybody that knows me, I'm usually the one cracking jokes, friendly smile, charming. But this made me so mad. It made me so mad that my friendship with this person, and this is the only Trump supporter that I have totally cut off. And it's because I expect some of the white people that I know, I expect them to be Trump supporters. This guy who lives in the hood and has dealt with poverty and homelessness and has had food, all these things, I didn't expect it from him. And the fact that the fact that he could be a Trump supporter, that just really... Anyway, I don't want to say too much more on this subject, but for those of you that watch this video, I really appreciate it. If you can, go to my YouTube and put a like on there. If not, no big deal. It's not my main job. I'm not getting paid for it, but it'd be nice if you do. Or comment. Questions, whatever, things that you want me to talk about or things that you want clarification on, feel free to put it in my comments or message me if you don't want to be public. That's fine. I mean, I'm cool with that too. Until then, I want to thank you guys again for watching and have a good afternoon.